Hi guys, my name is Trin and today I'm here to do a TBR video. So, if you don't know, May is coming up and May is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. It is so exciting because I am Asian, I'm Vietnamese, I was born in Vietnam. There is a readathon called the Asian Readathon and it is hosted by Cindy from Read with Cindy. I'm so excited to do this because I didn't get a chance to do it last year. I'm pretty sure that this readathon was created last year for the very first time and this is the second time that Cindy is doing this and I am so pumped to participate. There are 5 prompts. Well, 4 technically, but then the 5th one is optional. I'm going to read you the prompts and tell you the books that I want to read, but not just that. There are 5 additional books that I really want to read in May. I want to say that those books are definitely optional. They're not really my #1 priority because I rather read the books that I have chosen for the prompts, obviously. I'm just gonna explain everything as I go along. So yeah, I'm very excited to tell you the books that I want to read in May. So the very first prompt is read any book by an Asian author. Of course, I picked Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ngang. All I know about this book is that it follows an Asian main character, but not just that. I believe she is queer. I think there is some gay shit going on in this book, so I'm very excited. I read the synopsis, but oh my god, my head ass could not understand shit. So the main character is Lei and she is the paper caste, which is the lowest class in the country. So there is a king and I believe the main character is involved in a scheme or something. Yeah, she falls in love with someone else. That's all I know and I'm pretty sure that the love is forbidden because she cannot fall in love with anyone. I'm so excited to read this book. It's been in my TBR for a really long time and I have the second book in my collection because I got the ARC last year at Book Expos. If I really enjoy this book, then I'm very happy to have the second book like in my possession and of course I can just continue with the series. The second prompt is read a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author who you can relate to. I chose American Panda by Gloria Chow. The author is an Asian woman and I am an Asian woman. I believe the genre for this book is contemporary and I really adore YA contemporary novels. The main character, her name is May and I believe she's struggling with school. Well, is she struggling with school? I'm pretty sure she is struggling with school, but she also struggles with her home life because her parents put a lot of pressure for her to be a doctor. However, she does not want to be a doctor, but then also she has a thing for this guy who is not Taiwanese. I really want to read it. I've had this for like 2 years now, so I need to read this immediately. The third book is read a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author who is different from you. I picked The Way You Make Me Feel. Of course, I picked this book because the author is not Vietnamese. So if you don't know, I read I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Marine Gu in the beginning of 2020 and I'm not gonna lie, with that book I did not like it because I did not like the main character. However, I really appreciate the Korean representation, so I really hope that this book will be a little bit better than I Believe in a Thing Called Love. So this is another contemporary novel that I really want to read in May. The main character, Clara, I believe she gets in trouble with her dad and her dad has this food business, so she has to work for him for the summer and then she works with other people. I think she works with a girl that she doesn't like and then she has a crush on this guy. So that's all I know about this book and like I said, I really hope that this book is better than I Believe in a Thing Called Love because I really want to give this author another try. The fourth prompt is read a book recommended by an Asian. Of course, I had to text my girl Sandy from Sandy Reads a Lot. She is Asian American and I will have the link to her channel down in the description box below. She actually recommended me this book, Warcross by Marie Lu. I was really surprised because I took a picture of my shelves and then I asked her to pick a book for me and I really thought that she was gonna pick this one, Frankly in Love, but she didn't. She picked Warcross. Well, she picked Warcross and Legend and then I chose this one because I feel like when it comes to Marie Lu, this book is pretty hyped and a lot of people really love this book. Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have read this book and loved it, so I really want to give this a try. So in this world, Warcross is like a very famous game and the main character, Amika Chen, yep, that is her name. She is, I believe, a bounty hunter. She accidentally glitches herself into the game. Instead of being arrested, she gets hired by the person in charge to like be a spy. I'm so freaking excited to read this book because I've never read anything by this author, and I really need to just give her a chance, and I will read this in May. The fifth prompt is actually optional, so there is a Little Fires read along. The book that a lot of people are reading in May is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. The Hulu series is actually out right now, so I believe for this read along, the first half of May people are going to read this book, and then the last half of the month people are going to watch the Hulu series. Oh my god, I got things mixed up, I'm sorry. So we have Elena Richardson and Mia Warren, I believe. So it turns out these two family, they got into like a fight. In addition to that, I believe this book is also about adoption, because my friend Sierra, who loves this book, she said that this book is about adoption. And also I got this copy from my friend Sierra, so that's very special. So those are the 5 books that I really want to read for the Asian Readathon. I really hope I can finish those 5 books in May because they're my #1 priority. I decided to pull out 5 more books. They're all written by Asian authors, and I will talk about them briefly because I don't want this video to be really long. Of course, I really want to read Saints and Misfits by S.K. Alley. The main character, Jenna, she is in high school. I heard that it also deals with sexual assault. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this book, so I really want to give it a chance. The next book is Down and Across by Arvind Amadi. So Scott here quits everything that he has ever tried in his life, and then he decides to go to Washington DC to seek help, and then he meets someone who loves crossword puzzles. So that's all I know about this book, and I really want to read it because I've had this for like 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. No one really talks about this book, so I would love to give it a chance. The next book is Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khurram. I believe this book deals with the main character who is very conflicted with his racial identity, but not just that, he is struggling with his mental illness as well. I'm so freaking excited to read this book. I feel like if I were to like prioritize the books that I have to read in my optional pile, I guess, I would definitely try to read this one in May. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. The next book is Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow, and this book is a retelling of The Evil Queen, and that's all I can say because I don't even remember the original story of The Evil Queen. So I'm very excited for this. I've had this for quite a few years, and I'm not gonna lie, I really want to love it because the second book of this duology is gorgeous. Let me put up the freaking cover right here. Oh my god, the cover is so freaking pretty. Like I said, I really hope that I like this book because I would love to continue with the series because I really want the second book in my possession because the cover is that beautiful. The final book in this TBR is Want by Cindy Pon. I read the synopsis before filming this video because I'm like, I don't remember what this book is about, and damn, I'm very interested in this book because after reading the synopsis, I'm like, holy shit, this is something that I would love to read. So I'm pretty damn sure it's about class division, like the upper class and the lower class. In this book, the main character, Jason, he is not happy with how society treats the people in the lower class. So it turns out there is a really bad pollution going on, and there is this suit that only the rich people can wear, so they are protected from the pollution. However, people in the lower class are suffering because they don't have the privilege to wear the suits that can protect them from the pollution. So I believe his mother passed away due to the pollution, and like I said, he's not happy about this. I believe he is trying to infiltrate the company who create those suits, and not just that, he falls in love with the daughter of the CEO of the company. I forgot what it's called. Right here, Chin Corp. That is the corporation who create the suits. But not just that, he thinks that they are creating the pollution to make people buy the suits. I'm very interested in reading the story because lately I've been watching a lot of movies about class division like Parasite, Snowpiercer, The Platform. I think after Darius the Great, I really want to read this one because this sounds really interesting. So those are all of the books that I really want to read in May, but like I said, the #1 priority is to read all of the books that I have chosen for the readathon, and then after those 5 books, I will read the other 5 that I have chosen for May. Sorry, I had to burp. I'm trying not to put a lot of pressure on myself, because if I convince myself that I need to read them, like read all of them, then I will freak myself out, and that's the last thing I want to do, because like I said, May is a pretty intense month because it is the end of the semester. But still, I will try my hardest to read a lot of books in May, especially books written by Asian authors, because that is like literally the entire goal of the Asian Readathon. So very happy with the books that I have chosen, and that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.